So with that location, that's actually where Batman fights Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. So I reached out to Jeff Zoe Visuals. It was about July, and I will say it was one of the most incredible experiences with the shoot. But I also learned that some cosplays are weather dependent, and so it was July.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
The suit that Rachel is wearing is based on that comic story, and I had my one from the Justice League War, and so we went there. And there's one where I'm jumping off and like the wings are in the air. So there was a little block on, well, actually it was a couple of feet up, so not quite a little, but there was a little step up you had to take. So Jeff was like, all right, you're going to jump for it, and I'm going to get the shot. So it was a quick little cardio workout where I would go jump, spread the wings. He'd go look at the photos. He's like, all right, let's redo it just for more quality. So I'd go back up, climb up the thing, jump again. And I was like, man, it was good cardio that day.
Yeah, but, physical but day. It was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Side Project Podcast. Yes! Let's take a sip from our Run It Up mugs. Oh man, I need that because the theme of this summer is it's hot, and it's so hot that I can't keep the AC running because it makes noise and it gives a hum in the audio, so I just have to sit here, sweat, and lose about 27 pounds every time we do an episode. How's everybody doing, man? Oh, it feels good. We took a week off. I didn't announce that. I didn't say anything. I just did it. I don't do that very often, but it happened. That happened. But man, amazing episode this week. I'm super stoked. One that I feel like has been a long time coming. But before we do that, I just want to ask you guys, have you guys visited this? There's this new website that came out like a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago now. And it's sideprojectpodcast.com, where you can get all the Side Project merch that's available on there right now. Everything that you see here, such as the Run It Up mugs, the Project Park mugs, the Project Things mugs, but now they're in different colors. You can get them with, red handles and red on the inside, or maybe black handles and black on the inside, or whatever other color that you want that's available on there. And then the Project Things mugs are in all black, as well as the underrated console mugs that you can get that are also in all black, and they come in different sizes now too. We got different sizes. We're catering to the people that need to drink a lot of tea or a lot of water or a lot of coffee. You can drink it like in this size right here, and you can go like this. Oh, it's tasty. Or you can get it in like a bigger one, and you could just throw them back real quick like you're at a bar or something. You never know. You can also get the underrated consoles tee, where you can rep all the underrated consoles, which are Dreamcast, GameCube, and Dreamcast and GameCube. Of course, the underrated consoles tee is available right now. I think I put it on a sweater too. I think I put it on a sweater, as well as the Project Lines merch. I believe you can get that in a tee and a hoodie, and it might be on a tank. I don't know. It could be on, I think it's on hats as well. I think it's on hats. I don't know, man. So much different merch, dude. We got backpacks now, and we got a bunch of other stuff coming too, like maybe some shoes. I'm dead serious. I'm working on it. Maybe even some shoes, man. Some running shoes, maybe some Chucks, right? I don't know. We're going to figure it out. But Side Project merch via Side Project Podcast.com. But anyway, let's get to the bread and the butter of this week's episode, because my guests this week are DC fans, Marvel fans, horror fans, anime fans, and they take that love for those fandoms and portray them through the means of standout cosplays. Widely known for their portrayals as a duo of Batman and Robin, but not even just one iteration, but several. Or maybe it's their awesome shots by Jeff Zoe visuals of Wolverine and X-23 in classic yellow and blue suits provided by DH Cosplay. Whether it's as a duo or solo shots, they contribute to the community appealing cosplays, even some that are lesser done, such as the Lemon Bat, the Mustard Bat, the Anti-Green Lantern Batsuit, or the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, just to name a few. My guests this week have been previous cosplays of the week here on the show, and now they are here on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and give a warm welcome to Harrison and Rachel of All Star Cosplay.
What's up? Thank you, man. Yeah, it's I really appreciate you having us on the show, and man, your intro's They stay legendary.
Thank you, man. I'm stoked to have you guys here, dude. Featured as the cosplay of the week. I think it was not too long ago, right? Or was it quite a while ago? I don't remember anymore. I've got so many episodes, man.
No, I get that. I think it was about September, October of last year.
Was it really? Then. Is it almost a year? Time flies, man. That feels like it. I feel like I featured you guys like maybe a month or two ago. Like that's what it feels like for me. That's crazy.
Time flies, man. Time
flies, dude. You guys are, I believe, if my math is correct off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that you guys are episode 170, dude.
Wow.
170, man. Quite a long time, dude. But I'm stoked to have you guys here, man. Thanks for coming. I feel like it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to talk to you guys for a long time. So many amazing cosplays, dude. Are you guys ready to kick it off? You want to get into it?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. From various iterations of Batman to cosplaying together as Batman and Robin to Wolverine X-23 to video game cosplays, anime cosplays, and so much more. In the time since you started posting on Instagram, which seems to be, I think it's about maybe 2022, you racked up an impressive list of suits, shots, composites, and more. And everyone has a story on getting into cosplay, the how, the why, the when, and what their first cosplay truly was. And I want to know, what's your guys' story? Were one of you into cosplay before the other? Did it start together? Like, what's the when, why, and how of All-Star Cosplay?
Well, the starting point was really, some tiny event in 2020, COVID happened. Yeah. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That was a major event. Around
it was.
Then, we were, I had looked at I think the maker was Tiger Stone FX. I'd been looking at their cowls for forever. I mean, probably since 2016 and on. And I was just like, I want one of their cowls. I didn't know what cosplay was or anything like that. I wanted that cowl and wanted a suit with it. And so I went up to Rachel and I was just like, Rachel, it'd be cool to have a suit and all that. And she was like, well, I need a project to do, while we're all stuck at home. And so she was like, well, I'll make you a cape. And so she had started on that, and I was like, shoot, if she's going to make a cape, I better get on it and make a suit too. So I looked up into EVA foam, and I made throughout most of 2021, I think it was, I made a EVA foam armor suit and ordered the cowl and all that and put it together. Still didn't know what cosplay was. I just thought it'd be cool for like a display piece.
Yeah.
But at that point, I just put it all together, and we went to a local con around here in 2021, and then took a little bit of a break, and then we went to our first convention in 2022. And when you go to your first con and see everyone in cosplay, it's like, all right, this is a way bigger world than I know.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys, so I guess you kind of started it together then. You guys kind of did it around right around the same time. You guys both cosplay at those cons too for the first time together, or was it just you?
I went as Batman first, so I want to say early 2021 was when I went into like the first ever suit. It was a real learning curve with that one. And then I believe, and Rachel, correct me if I was wrong. When we went to Three Rivers in 2022, I was like, well, we got to have a character to go with us, and so she went as Robin, which we thought would be pretty fun.
Yeah. That's cool. That's so cool. And you mentioned too, her making the cape, you doing the EVA foam. And I was going to bring that up because on your bio on Instagram too, it does say that you partake in EVA foam, and foam smithing and the sewing aspect of creation, as well as 3D printing, which with 3D printing could come, the time consuming sanding and priming and coats of paint and et cetera, et cetera. And I was going to kind of ask, a little bit of a deeper dive onto who exactly between the two of you does what, of these aspects.
Right.
And was it something that you've always been into before cosplay, or was it just, because of cosplay?
I would say Rachel had a little bit, if you want to talk about your experience, Rachel, you started off sewing.
Mm-hmm. I'd had a little bit of sewing experience. I made like an apron and a wallet and a pillowcase, couple things here and there.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I think I can do him make a cape for him. So
that's pretty cool.
It was a challenge.
When you said wallet and stuff, was it like a cloth wallet? Was it like leather? A leather? Okay, I was going to say if
it's a cloth wallet.
Oh, cloth. Okay, I was going to say if it was leather, and I was going to ask you, oh, wow, so you got leather experience too? That's a whole other ball game. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool, man. What about you? When did you get into, Harrison, when did you get into EVA foam and other aspects?
So about the time I was planning on making the bat suit, I had zero experience with crafting or anything like that. And so I just did some, research looking up online, and I read about EVA foam. And at that time, that was before I think shops like on Etsy where you can get just rolls of foam were more of a thing. And so it was more of, have you seen like those mats you get at like sports centers to put under like, or sports stores to pad out like the elliptical and all that stuff. Right. So apparently before it became more mainstream with the EVA foam, that's what you had is that kind of pallets that you'd cut into and all that stuff. And so I looked it up, and I always say this when I'm crafting, especially when I'm like streaming and doing like guides on here. I'm like, look, if I can do this, anyone can. It's because before I started on here, I was just like, I had like no experience with it at all. And so it was all straight up learning.
Right. Yeah. Did it feel like the learning curve was hard, or did you pick things up like pretty fast? Because I'm not a crafty person myself, man. Like I know you just said like anybody could do it. I'm so bad at these things though, dude. Like everybody has their things that they're good at, right? Everybody has their areas. I feel like with these hands, dude, like with anything crafty, like I was always horrible. Even in elementary school, like kids have fun building like what do you build in school? Like those little houses that you would build. Like what is it called again? I can't remember. Like in like winter time and stuff, you would build them out of like food or
gingerbread houses.
Gingerbread houses. Dude, my gingerbread houses were horrible, dude. Like, they were horrible, man. Like I'm just even just something as simple as that. Like I'm so bad at it, dude. So I always wondered, like, if now that I'm cosplaying more myself, if I were to ever get more hands-on on things, like would I be able to do it now, like as an adult, older? Because throughout my whole life, I was just so bad at that. So I feel like the learning curve for me is going to be more difficult. But what was it like for you?
I mean, the best thing I can say, I'm not that crafty. I don't really have that eye as much so for nitty-gritty details as far as that stuff. So, I mean, as far as I can say, especially with like the EVA foam, I always call it fail until you don't. So like with that first suit, I mean, I made Rachel those pieces. I probably made them like 2 or 3 times each before we finally got the working one.
Some trial and error, huh?
And then
a lot of trial and error.
Yeah. When we took it to the local con, I was following you around with duct tape, fixing whatever came loose. So.
A little cosplay medic over here, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Rachel? Like you said you had like a sewing pass and everything. Like, do you find joy in these things too? Like, I guess that's a question for both of you as well. But like, do you find joy in it as well, or is it more kind of like, oh, I got to get this done? Like, where does that lie for you guys?
Sometimes it really depends. So I wanted to learn to sew more. So I've been working on a Korra from Avatar outfit. And that was some pretty awful fabric to work with because it would get stuck in the machine and it would tear and it was just really stretchy. Yeah. So I learned a lot from that one. And I got to a point where it's like, oh, this is so frustrating. It's not fun anymore. And then Harrison would be like, well, take a break and I'll help you with this. And he managed to put the zipper on there that I fought with for 2 hours probably. So for the most part, I enjoy it, but sometimes it gets pretty frustrating when you're working with something and having to do it 4 or 5 times.
Right. You guys feel like a sense of accomplishment though at the end of it all, right? I'm assuming. Yeah.
I look at the Korra bodysuit and I'm like, I actually made that. Wow.
Yeah, I bet that's an awesome feeling. 100%, man. One of the set of shots that I really love from you guys in cosplay is your Batman and Robin shots done on the steps by the columns with photography by Jeff Zoet Visuals. It's just a perfect location, perfect shots. I mean, you guys look absolutely amazing. And there's a story behind this shoot as well, right? Like the location is a quote, famous location, if you will. Like what is the story behind this shoot?
So with that location, that's actually where Batman fights Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
So cool, dude.
So I was so we noticed that a lot of the third movie it filmed in Pittsburgh, and Rachel, if you want to tell where the first photo shoot we did, that's actually not our first photo shoot there.
Oh, that's not.
When I was going to say when we got married, I asked the photographer secretly, can we go to the columns and take pictures? And so he didn't know that. And he's like, where are we going? And I was like, oh, you'll see. So we had some pretty pictures that we took there. And then we decided we'll come back later for the cosplay photos.
That's pretty cool. I have a question later in the episode about cosplaying as a couple, and we'll bring that back as well. That's cool though. Like that's like those couple moments, creating a moment in your personal life and then going, man, let's do this for cosplay too. Like that's really cool. That's really cool.
So I reached out to Jeff Zoet Visuals about getting a shoot there. It was about July, and I will say it was one of the most incredible experiences with the shoot. But I also learned that some cosplays are weather dependent, and so it was July.
Yeah, I bet, dude. I bet.
But it was a lot of fun. We went there, and there was a comic storyline going around there. It was Batman versus Robin, and so the shoot that or the suit that Rachel is wearing is based on that comic comic story, and I had my one from the Justice League War, and so we went and shot there. And there's one, I don't know if we'll see it, the one where I'm jumping off and like the wings are in the air. That was from, so there was a little block on, well, actually it was a couple of feet up, so not quite little, but there was a little step up you had to take. And so Jeff was like, all right, you're going to jump for it, and I'm going to get the shot. So it was a quick little cardio workout where I would go jump, spread the wings. He'd go look at the photos. He's like, all right, let's redo it just for more quality. So I'd go back up, climb up the thing, jump again. I was like, man, it was good cardio that day.
Yeah, physical day in the suit too, doing all of that in the suit, man. Yeah, that shot looks amazing. That's funny that you brought that up because I was actually going to ask about that shot. You like read my mind. I was literally going to ask how you guys pulled that shot off because just the angle that he has as well as a photographer, it's perfect. The lighting is perfect. You are doing the angle perfectly. Like, I mean, the jump perfectly and positioned perfectly as well. Everything about it too. Did you guys did he have lights or did you guys go off just natural light?
Yes, he had.
Oh, he had lights too. Okay, yeah, amazing.
He's got this whole little cart that he brings with him to shoots, and he unloads everything, sets it up.
Nice. Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. Just a job well done. And you guys look absolutely amazing. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, but your Batman suit, Cal by AE Cosplay Suits, the suit and gauntlets and belt by the Bat and the Cat Cosplay, boots by Tilly Effects, and then the Robin mask by Jay Curtis. Shout out to Jay Curtis, a friend of mine. And then suit by DH Cosplay. Rachel, I'm curious. This version of Robin is a cosplay that I don't believe that you see as often as other Robin iterations, and curious as to even more info on the suit than I was aware of in the comics, that is. I stumbled upon a subreddit full of like mixed opinions on the design of the suit. Some people like it, some people dislike it, which then prompted me to read a Screen Rant article on the suit as well. And if I may, taking a quote from the article here, and I quote, the alternate costume depicted throughout Robin, the comic, pays tribute to both his legacy as Batman's son and Talia al Ghul's son. His gray suit represents his somewhat removed allegiance to either side. Damian isn't operating solely as either a hero or a villain as he fights the League of Lazarus. The suit's aesthetic speaks to his evolving characterization as he reconciles the two legacies that he carries on. However, the darker color scheme also has a sense of Batman's influence as he moves on from the traditional red costume as Robin, end quote. And I kind of like the design, and that's kind of precisely what I thought too, that Screen Rant said, like that gray, that black, it's very Batman suit influenced as opposed to the regular Robin color scheme. And I'm curious for you, was it a storyline reason? Was it a comic reason? Just wanting to go maybe with something a little bit different and more unique, or maybe just the simple fact that you just like the suit design, and that's fine as well. What was your reasoning behind wanting to go with this iteration of Damian's suit design?
Well, when Harrison was like, hey, do you want to go with me? Do you want a costume? And I was like, sure. And he said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I'd been reading some of his comics because I was not much of a comic reader at first, but I've been reading some of them, and I really liked the Damian character. I thought that it was a really, really neat character. I know some people find him annoying, but some people, but I thought he was a lot of fun, and I thought the as you said, like the duality of being like the League of Assassins and Batman was really interesting, especially when it's being faced by a 12-year-old boy. Yeah, exactly. And then I also found his attitude really funny.
Yeah, he's got an attitude on him for
he
sure.
Does, yeah. And we'd watch some of the DC animated movies, and it just made me laugh whenever he'd say something that, with
I was
that
going to bring
attitude.
that up. Yeah, I was going to ask if you guys got into that as well. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, sometimes one of our friends does a Nightwing, and so sometimes he'll like do something silly, and I'll be like, Gleason.
Yeah, exactly. That's so perfect. Yeah, that's exactly Damian's attitude.
Yeah, I was reading that and I was like, I really thought this character was interesting, and I like the costume a lot. Yeah. I have a red EVA foam armor that Harrison made, and I helped paint, but I really liked his gray and black costume with the yellow cape. Yeah,
I like it. I kind of like things that I mean, I guess it depends. You know what I mean? I guess it depends on how drastically different it may be. But I kind of like when artists in the comics will create like a different suit for a character. Like, it's always cool seeing like how many bat suits, you have, how many Robin suits, Nightwing, and I mean, whoever else, from Marvel to DC to anyone else. It's always cool to see another artist take on a character's suit design. And this is one that I actually kind of like. On that subreddit I was reading, there were so many people that disliked it. And a lot of them disliked it just for the simple fact that it wasn't a regular Robin color scheme. And I was like, dude, like Batman has so many different suits and they're not always the regular color scheme. Like it was so strange to see them hating so much on the color scheme. Like it needs more green. Like, I don't know. I think it's cool, but to each their own. There's nothing wrong with it. But I like it. And you pull it off. You pull it off flawlessly as well. And this shot, like you said, you guys were kind of doing a storyline with this shoot, right? Yeah. On the steps, because I see I have them like all out of order just because I just wanted to have them in my notes. But I see one of them here goes all the way up to like part 10. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you guys took a lot of shots of these, and they're all just equally phenomenal. I really dig these, man. I remember when you guys first put these out. I was just blown away, man. I was just blown away. That one of you, Rachel, like with the city, this nighttime city skyline in the background, and then Harrison, you did like a shot of that as well. But those two are standouts to me. And then, of course, the one we talked about with you, with the arms out and everything. That's a standout shot. These are they're just beautiful, man. And I like the one too with Rachel. You're down like on one knee, and with Batman in the background, and just the big columns behind you guys. Like just a gorgeous shot, man. And like if anybody's not following Jeff Zoet Visuals, spelled exactly how it sounds, please go follow him as well, man. These are awesome. And if you guys are ever in his location, wherever exactly he may be, I don't want to out it just in case he doesn't want it. Or if you're at a con that he may be at, man, definitely hit him up because these look amazing, dude. I would love to shoot with him myself. And it's really cool.
His work is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It's awesome. I've been seeing him on a lot more people's like shooting a lot more people's cosplays too than I've seen like the last couple of years. He's just everywhere I see lately. He's everywhere. But really cool that you went a different suit design with Robin. I dig that. I really like that a lot. Speaking of cosplaying suit designs that you don't see as often, Harrison, you've got the anti-Green Lantern Batman as well as the Zur-En-Arrh Batman, and I want to talk to you more about both of those, but before we do that, let's break up the monotony and let's get into this week's Cosplay of the Week. Oh! And this week's Cosplay of the Week is none other than Lisa Manciner H. And I'm throwing it up on the screen right about now. And it is of her Ghost Rider. And this is phenomenal, man. And that was me whipping the chain, in case nobody put that together. I feel like you should. I don't know. But some people are like, what are you doing, dude? Are you Catwoman? No, man. It's Ghost Rider. He's whipping the chains. Or she's whipping the chains. This is amazing. This is phenomenal. And that's Lisa Mancini, Lisa Manciner H on Instagram. She's also a previous Projekt panelist. Had her on the panel at Cosplay World Con, this last Cosplay World Con. An amazing time, man. And this has been a long time coming to feature her as a Cosplay of the Week. Caption says, everything I ride ghosts me, so this just made sense. I'm reading this for the first time, improving the moment, because I don't know if everybody knows, but I improv the hell out of these Cosplay of the Week things. I don't plan anything. I just pick them and then I shoot from the hip. That's the first time I read that caption. I had no idea it said that. So fun, good times. Photography by oh God, I don't know how to pronounce this. This is the improv side. Pompilio, maybe? Pompilio Photography. And then the edit and the makeup is by Lisa herself. This is phenomenal, man. The makeup is just perfect. I like how you went like a practical route with portraying this cosplay. I don't know if it was just because you wanted to. I don't know if it was like I don't want to say this the wrong way. I don't mean this the wrong way, but like a gender-based thing, I guess you could say. Because I see a lot of like male Ghost Rider cosplayers. They do like the helmet, right? I see that a lot. They do like the helmet with it's on fire. I mean, I was even looking into that. We're not going to talk about that any further because it's not about me. But helmets and then the fire and all that stuff, and then they just do a lot of edits. I see that a lot, but yours is the first one, and maybe there's other people out there, I don't know, forgive me, but yours is the first one that I've seen with the makeup, and I really dig that. And then, of course, the long hair as well with the fire going on. I mean, it's just perfect. All the leather, the bike is in the background, the chains, the spikes on the wrist. I mean, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. And she's got a bunch of other Ghost Rider shots on her Instagram as well if you want to get more of her Ghost Rider. But I want to throw up another one, and I'm throwing it up on the screen right about. I don't know how to do this one. I guess I'm gonna put nuts in my mouth. Pause. Her Squirrel Girl, and it's up now. And this is phenomenal as well. And the caption says, haters will say it's Photoshop because she has squirrels, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And the squirrel that's in the photo on the tail of her tail, the squirrel that's there is an actual squirrel in the photo. What's going on? I don't know. How do you just train squirrels? I mean, I guess you could. They come up to you a lot in New York. You know what I mean? You just kind of come out, you just have anything, they just walk right up to you. Here where I'm at now in California, they run away. They don't come up to you at all. But in other places, like in the UK, We shot Paper Moon Cosplays Rogue, and squirrels were just coming up to her while she was sitting, if anybody's ever seen that video. So I don't know. Maybe you guys, maybe women just have it. You know what I mean? You just have it. Squirrels come up to you guys. They know. He knew you were going to play. You were going to be cosplaying Squirrel Girl. No, I think that's her actual pets. This is amazing. Photography by Photo by Ryan. Photo with an F. Again, from head to toe, just a perfect Squirrel Girl. And if you're wondering, because some people may be like, why did you choose her Squirrel Girl? Lisa, you may be even wondering, why did you choose my Squirrel Girl out of everything else? I know, this was so difficult. She has so many amazing cosplays. She has fusion cosplays from Sailor Moon Knight, that's Sailor Moon and Moon Knight together, and then Elsa, I believe it's Elsa from Frozen, and then Sub-Zero mashed together. Like, come on, you know what I mean? And then like so many more. We'd be here all day talking about them, but I wanted to do something different. I just felt like I wanted to do something different, you know? So we're Squirrel Girl. I like it. I feel like you don't see it that often. You don't see it done this way, and there's an actual squirrel. So, like, how can you not talk about that? And I want to throw up another one, and I'm throwing it up on the screen right about now. That was me flying as Superman. But this is her Supergirl, and the caption says, it would be an injustice, you get it, if you didn't like my new Supergirl cosplay, because it's the Injustice version from the video games. One of my favorite, personally, of Supergirl's suits, costumes, whatever you want to call it. And this cosplay pulled it off amazingly. Photography by Alto Venue. Hopefully it's, that's what it actually says. Alto Venue. Amazing shots as well to all the photographers mentioned in all of these. And then amazing Supergirl. You pulled it off flawlessly. Looks just like the game and everything. And Lisa makes a lot of her own cosplays, if not all of them. And then oftentimes she also does her own edits as well. Lisa, you are phenomenal. I'm stoked to have met you. I'm stoked to have you had been on the Cosplay WorldCon side project panel. It was awesome. And I've been wanting to feature you as a cosplay a week for quite a long time now. And here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't tune into the full episode, we have guests, All-Star Cosplay, the duo of Harrison and Rachel, All-Star Cosplay on this week's episode. If you're just watching this on Instagram as a clip and not the full episode, please go do so after this. Do you guys have anything that you'd like to add before we wrap this segment up on any of Lisa's cosplays?
Gosh, I mean, all of her costumes are incredible. But I've got to say, I'm partial to the Squirrel Girl cosplay.
Really?
Oh yeah. Squirrel Girl is, she's one of the most like OP characters in like Marvel. Yeah,
dude.
So I mean, just seeing that in live action. I mean, the Ghost Rider, Supergirl, and all the countless. I mean, those are all amazing. But I've just got to say that one. I mean, that's the one right there. That's awesome.
I just think their work looks amazing, and as someone who's learning to sew and everything, I really admire people who make most of their costumes. So that's awesome. Yeah,
she's amazing. She's awesome, man. An amazing cosplayer, an amazing person. Go follow her if you're not already, but you probably are, at Lisa.MancinerH on Instagram, because Lisa, your Ghost Rider, Squirrel Girl, Supergirl cosplay of the week for me and All-Star Cosplay is amazing. Oh, man. Harrison, Rachel, All-Star Cosplay. I want to talk to you guys, like I mentioned, your Batman, Harrison. I want to get a little bit more in-depth about that. But before we do that, I want to get into a segment that I like to call Shotgun Questions. And what Shotgun Questions is a little bit more of a rapid-fire segment that never ends up being that rapid-fire. We always end up having a conversation about it, and that's okay. Usually guests have no idea what the questions are going to be unless you tune into episodes. You may see some repeating questions here. They don't know when it's happening, but they know that it's happening if they do know it's happening. And sometimes they have no idea it's happening at all. I don't prep them for the questions. We're going in blind, but the questions are all fun and games. Let's see how much fun we can have when I ask you, out of these Batmen, you've got Keaton, Bale, Affleck, Pattinson. You can only choose one, and the rest and their universe cease to exist. Who do you pick?
Oh, gosh. I would have to go with Pattinson.
Nice.
I really like his universe, that kind of dark, gritty side to it, and I mean, I really appreciate that side. I've seen this segment before. I was going to ask if I could do Clooney. No. But Pattinson is Pattinson's. I really liked his portrayal, and I just think there's a lot of potential to have darker villains. I mean, they made the Riddler serious, and I'm just like, I want my Court of Owls movie.
Yes, dude. Yes, exactly. Rachel, you got a pick?
I really liked Pattinson as well. I didn't know a lot about him as an actor, but I went in and was pleasantly surprised. It was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, he definitely he pulled it off. A lot of speculation around him, a lot of disappointed people when they first announced it, and I feel like he really proved pretty much everyone, I would say, everyone wrong. Even if he's not your favorite Batman, I feel like you got to give him his props for doing such an amazing job. He's the first Batman, in my opinion, that portrayed so much emotion just through the eyes. Just through the eyes. Dude was able to pull that off amazingly. Next question. Extremely detailed logistics aside, you have to build a team of 6 characters to fight off a threat on Earth. This could be a team comprised of superheroes or villains across the Marvel Universe, DC, or any other comic-based company, or it could be a mixture of gaming characters, anime characters since you're into it, whatever you want, whatever forms of pop culture. You have to build a team of 6 characters to fight off a threat on Earth. Who are your 6? And since you guys are a duo, you could either pick 6 separately, or you can do 3 and 3 and form one team together. However you guys want to do it.
Oh, let's do 3 and 3 and see how well they do together.
Okay.
So my first one, I think for any crisis, is going to be Saitama from One Punch Man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
I feel like at that point, anyone else is additional. I've got to have Ash Williams from Evil Dead.
Okay, nice, dude. These are crazy picks. Okay.
I love the Evil Dead movies, so I figured he would be a fun one. And then, of course, I got to go with Batman.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So that's my 3.
Okay.
I've got to think about that.
Could be across anything, any forms of pop culture. Doesn't matter.
Well, I think if we're going to protect the world, we probably need like Superman as well.
Nice. Okay.
And then probably Wonder Woman with him.
Okay,
and then
nice.
More DC on my part. But then I was also thinking like Homura from Madoka Magica with her abilities. So I think that'd be really cool. And she's always pulling out giant like weapons and things. So that'd be fun.
What a crazy cool mixture. That's awesome. I just kind of started asking this question. I think it's only been like 2 episodes, maybe 3 episodes. I don't remember if you guys are the second or third. I just started asking that question. I want to ask it more. It's always cool to see what people are going to pick across all different fandoms, That's really cool. Last question. If you could time travel to any period, any era, where would you go and why? And you can have up to 3 different choices. And again, you can split that however you'd like, or it can be 3, separately.
If I could time travel, I think I'd really like to see ancient Egypt. That's something that I was interested in as a kid.
Same.
I remember getting a book on it when I was like in second grade, so 8, 9, something like that, and really getting interested in it. So I would love to see that, and I want to go visit Egypt one day. I haven't had the pleasure of going yet, but I want to visit.
Me too. Good pick. I like that.
Yeah, and I would like to.
Okay, yeah. No, go ahead. I was going to say let's throw it over to you.
No, that's okay.
Yeah,
and I'd like to see more of like the American Revolution time frame.
Nice.
I'd like to see, because with like the American Revolution, you read in history, and the more I've read on it, it's like everything basically had to line up right for it to play out how it did, and it's just to see that, I think, would be incredible. I do have something to add for kind of the goofy one for the Egypt pick is I would love to show up with time travel back to like ancient Egypt, pick one of like the Pharaoh's tombs or something like that, drop off a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and then go back to
just leave something super random there. It's like, wait, what? That's funny, man. That's funny. You could have one more if you want it. If you guys want to do one together, or if either of you want to take it, it's up to 3. Or if you got 3 separately, however you guys want to do it.
Yeah. Rachel, you got any others?
I think it would be interesting also to go and see like feudal Japan as well.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. I like the history over here. I'm a history buff myself. I love history. I'm totally interested in all that stuff, which kind of coincides with why I asked this time travel question, just because I like to hear people's because it's time travel. You're going back in time. So it's kind of like history. You know what I mean? You're going to want to go see some history. So I'm always interested in stuff like that. And it always intrigues me even more when people choose like what you said with the American Revolution as well. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear that often. And it's really cool to see a pick like that. But I'm sorry, I interjected. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, no, I just think it would be interesting. I enjoy reading nonfiction books a lot, especially to learn about history. So I think that would be neat.
Nice. Good picks, man. I like it. Well, that was 3 total. You want one more, Harrison? You want to switch it up?
Sure. I'll go with one more.
Yeah, let's do one more. Let's do 2 and 2.
So I think it would be really cool to go back and see more so like the beginning age of comics too, like when they were first coming out.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Back when Bob Kane and Bill Finger were coming out with comics, and just that excitement. It'd be just so cool to get that experience of picking up like a Batman comic for the first time.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a really good one. I've never heard anybody even think about that. That's something crazy to really think about, because all my life, these characters have just existed. You know what I mean? Like, right. So it'd be so weird to like travel to a time where they don't exist and these guys are creating them. Yeah. You know, like that's a really good pick as well. I never thought about that. And to see like the reaction of people. You know,
absolutely.
To see like the people that are like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then the people who are like, this is stupid. This is childish. I'm sure there was a lot of that at the time as well. So like the pushback, that's a really good one, man. That's a really good one, dude. Well, that was shotgun questions. Wow. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Back on episode 151, I spoke with AE Cosplay Suits, who are responsible for your cowl for your anti-Green Lantern Batman. This is a bat that you don't see as often, man. Alongside your Zur-En-Arrh, which we'll get to in a minute as well. What led you to the decision to cosplay a version of Batman that apparently also seems to be widely disappointing in storyline-wise within the comic community? Not that affects the awesomeness that the cosplay itself is, because even in the video that we shot at Cosplay Worldcon that we put out not too long ago, which I've talked to you about already, but we've got more coming in soon in the future. That was a very well-received video. You know, people really liked your cosplay. They were stoked about it. It was a simple video. It's probably playing on the screen right now for anybody that didn't see it. But something that I noticed in the comments was like, everybody was very reciprocative of like the cosplay itself. But I also saw a lot of people bashing on the storyline behind the character, you know? And I have to admit, I never really got too deep into that storyline, that comic. I don't know all, you know, the ins and outs of it, so I can't really comment on it too much. But for you, why the lemon bat? Why the mustard bat? Like, you know, and were there any makers out there that were like, you want it all yellow? You know what I mean? Like maybe they didn't know the storyline, you know what I mean? Like what was your thought process behind cosplaying this version?
To kind of build off of what Alter Egos had said on the previous episode, we saw like their side about like me coming to them about the yellow cowl. Yeah. So as far as the comic All-Star Batman and Robin, it is a terrible comic. Like it is just it is. I mean, the writing on it is just. I mean, it's just crazy. It's a crazy comic, but I love it.
Yeah. Sometimes that chaos is you love it sometimes, man.
That it got in that so bad it's good territory to me, and so and so I was just thinking of bat suits I wanted to do. I'd done kind of like a regular one and all that. And I was like, I kind of want to get into like kind of the wacky side of comics and explore some of the crazy stuff that that the suits that Batman has worn. And so I reread that comic not too long after before I decided to do that. And I was just like, all right, this costume would be really cool. But how in the heck am I going to get a yellow cowl? Because that was the one blocking point. And so I'd gotten the Justice League War cowl from Alter Egos. And I was just like, all right, let's see if we can match crazy here and see if they will do a yellow cowl for me. And so I messaged them. I was like, hey, guys, I know this is way outside anything y'all probably gotten before. Can you do a yellow cowl? And they were like, yes. And I was just like, yes. I think I went and cheered. And it was like, what are you cheering about? And I was like, I could get a yellow cowl.
That's so cool. Yeah.
The part that goes with it, though, was getting the rest of the suit made. Yeah. So I did that with EVA foam.
Nice.
And as far as learning experience goes, when you are taking black EVA foam and you are converting it to yellow, it's a lot of layers of yellow paint.
Bet, dude.
And so we use what, Rachel? 10 canisters of
I
the
think so.
Blade FX.
Yeah.
And by the time we were done, and Rachel came in clutch a couple of times getting the paint. She helped me paint leading up to the convention and all that stuff. And just getting all that yellow. By the time it was done, that craft room at that time probably looked like the yellow room from the comic, because we still have yellow paint on a couple of our towels and dressers and like all that. Just there was just so much yellow paint and leaving it to dry. But yeah, it was a lot of head to toe yellow paint.
That's crazy.
And we found just some cheap yellow fabric to use as the cape, because I was like, I don't know if I wanted to paint pleather at that point, but yeah, then it just came together, and I wore it to Three Rivers Con and had a good time in it.
And it was fun getting the fabric, because we went to the craft store and we're like, we need 8 yards of this yellow. And they were like, what is it for? It's kind of a long,
crazy.
Now, I will say the ultimate goal is to wear that suit because Jim Lee did the art for the comic. I want to meet Jim Lee in the yellow suit and be like,
yes,
we haven't forgotten this comic.
Yes, dude, you got to do it, dude. That would be awesome, man. Make sure you like get video or photos of it if that happens, dude. Yeah, it looks amazing though. Like it came together absolutely amazingly, man. And it's got a very positive reception as well. You know, again, the storyline doesn't say anything negative about the cosplay itself. Like you pulled it off, and it's just so cool, and it's also kind of funny. You know what I mean? It's kind of comical, sipping the drink and everything as well. It's just perfect, man. It's perfect, dude. From Rachel's lesser known, I don't know if it's lesser known, but lesser cosplayed, I guess you could say, Damian Wayne's suit iteration of Robin to your anti-Green Lantern Batman. I dig how you guys kind of have a thing going on of choosing different variations of characters that might just be the most widely cosplayed comic characters, which are Batman and Robin. And you're doing different versions. You also have your Zur-En-Arrh Batman, which I'm not certain many people know the origin of, and summarizing it massively, there are, I believe, like 2 or 3 backstories in the comics for this version of Batman. There's the one in the 50s. This version was like a whole different person, a whole different planet that modeled everything after our Batman and brought our Batman to his planet via teleportation to show him everything and to also ask him for help in a war, in which in the process revealing that his planet's gravity and makeup and everything make our Batman like Superman on his planet. Then the more modern storyline sees Batman Zur-En-Arrh being a more, I guess you could maybe say like psychopathic, like a little bit crazy, if you will, alter ego that Bruce creates and dons the suit when doing so. Where did your desire to cosplay this version of the Bat stem from?
So there was kind of 2 parts that led to this decision. The comic run last year, they were bringing back Zur-En-Arrh. It was already kind of like one of those like goofy ones that was on the back of my mind.
Yeah.
That I thought would be cool. And then they brought him back the more crazier side in the I guess it's more so current run like last year to this year type thing with Zur-En-Arrh. And so I was just like, this would be such a cool one to make. And of course, walked right back to alter egos. I was like, all right, can y'all do a purple cow?
He's probably like, what's going on here, man?
But they were really excited for the project. And they did the emblem and the gauntlets for it too. So I was grateful for that. That really helped save some like research time as far as getting all the pieces together. But they did the cowl. They used the I wanted to go for more of a scarier cowl. And so my reason for kind of going with the creepier, like the crazy smile and the bloody baseball bat is there's a convention I go to called Horror Hound. And it's a completely like scary movie comic con. Like it's all like you know like Michael Myers, Scream and all that stuff. And so when I was in the middle of making this, I went there and got a lot of inspiration from just like the gorier, the crazier sides of the cosplay world with those people. And so I was just like, I want to put those elements into this suit. And so so that was fun, and a lot of painting for that one too. So this was it's kind of chipping a little bit, but this was a black cape that Rachel had made for me, and so I had to paint the whole thing purple.
Oh no way! So okay.
Interesting.
Other
than the underside, but So leading up to that convention, it was a lot of layers of purple on this and the trunks, but I was really happy with how it turned out.
I bet. Who did the suit? Did you guys do the suit yourself as well, or was the suit from somebody else?
Yeah, we did the suit.
Nice, man. Nice.
I'm trying to get more into making bodysuits. I just think like the art of that's just like really cool, like what a lot of people can do. And so this is my second attempt. The first attempt was with the Santa Batman. Costume. So that was my first attempt at sewing a bodysuit, and then this is the second attempt.
That's really cool, dude. This is another one that I really like. And I like that you went with like, you know, the I believe there's like blood in some of the shots, and then, you know, like the smile and then the bat and like just everything, like it fits, man. And it's so cool. And it's, again, I guess kind of the theme of this episode is like doing things differently, I guess you could kind of say. And I always like that as well. If you can't tell with some of the cosplays I do is also kind of lesser seen cosplays than the norm. Even if it's like my Spider-Man, you don't see Last Stand Spidey as often as you see other Spider-Men being cosplayed. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing cosplays that you see often. There's nothing wrong with it. But I just wanted to kind of do some things that you don't see as often. I have some things that I want to do that you see just as often, it goes both ways. But I kind of like that you guys also have that about you too, kind of doing some things that you don't see as often. It's really cool. And you guys pull it together flawlessly, from Batmans to Robins and everything, dude. It's awesome, man. Which, speaking of awesome, it's really cool while we get ready to round this episode out, man. It's really cool that you guys are, within the cosplay community, partaking in a hobby and or a passion that you both enjoy, and being able to share that with one another as well, as a couple, and working on cosplays together, portraying characters together, attending cons together. Would you say there are pros and cons to cosplaying as a couple? And if so, what do you think those pros and cons are? And don't hold back if there are cons. Let it out. Let it out.
I'd say to start off, the real obvious one, I think, as far as cosplaying as a couple is scheduling for conventions. So it's like, if we could be getting everything ready, and then for one of us, something with our work or something like that can happen. So that's happened a few times. And then, I will say, as far as the pros, is just getting to spend time together. I know it's a little cliche, but it's just, we really enjoy spending a lot of time together at the conventions and all that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Rachel, you got anything to add?
I really enjoy getting to spend time with Harrison and something that he really, really loves. Because I love getting to watch him interact with people. And I remember we went to one of our local cons, and there was a man with his daughter, and he was standing one way and she was turned towards Harrison, and she's like, "Daddy, it's Batman, it's Batman."
That's so
and
cool.
that was that very first suit that we'd made. And that was just really neat to get to see Harrison, make this girl's day.
Yeah.
And now for cons, I probably annoy him sometimes because I'm like, I'm tired. I need to go sit down. Something like that. Yeah. And at first I was a little shy in the cosplay world. It's not something that I grew up with. It's something that I've kind of had to ease into, but Harrison's been great and very understanding.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool, man.
And to kind of play on I'll do the opposite side of the same coin, or as far as annoying is, I'm pretty sure I get a little overambitious sometimes. I'm going, let's go off and do this. Let's go off and do that. She's like, slow down. But no, it's been really good, and it's very helpful too. I'm really grateful for her because with the white eyes, I have like a little lens in the cowl. And those cowls are so thick that I can't see or hear anything. And so if someone comes up to me at a con, she'll tug on my cape and be like, "Someone wants to say hi" or something like that. And I'm like, "Oh, hi."
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm grateful for
it's totally cool. You kind of got to have each other to lean on as well. You know what I mean? Kick ideas off of each other when creating something, kick ideas off of when you're like, "Oh, I was thinking about cosplaying this, what do you think?" And then being there for each other, just like you said, and at conventions and everything is a major plus. Having somebody that for sure that you can rely on. You know what I mean? It's really cool, man. But we are going to get ready to get out of here. But before we do, I want to give you guys the floor to say whatever it is that you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug. Maybe you got some conventions you're going to be at coming up and you just want to, hang out with some people and tell them that you're going to be there. Just basically whatever's on your mind, man. Or even if it's something that you're working on in the future that you want to tell people to look out for. Whatever's on your mind. The last few seconds here are yours.
Perfect. I just want to give a shout out to all of our Pittsburgh cosplay community and my friends Hacked Cosplay and Verhex Guys Cosplay. They are Nightwing and Red Hood. So I just want to say I want to thank them all for making this super special. And we're looking forward to Dragon Con. And I promise one day Hellbat will be done. It will one day.
Yes, I know that. It's in your bio, isn't it? Right?
Working on it now.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Definitely. Rachel?
Just been having a good time, and I've learned a lot about things that I didn't grow up knowing about, so it's been a lot of fun. And if you want to get involved with cosplay, you sure can, because it is for everybody. And I've really had a great time. And in meeting our Pittsburgh friends as well has been really good.
Nice. Yeah, definitely, man. You guys have been awesome. This has been so cool getting to chat with you guys for a little bit and talk about some stuff. I've had a great time. It was awesome meeting you guys in person and seeing you guys at Cosplay World Con and then doing some shots of the All-Star Batman as well. More content from that coming. I think I could pull maybe I know we shot another scene, another area. I don't know if I could pull maybe one or two more out from that area that we shot. So expect that when I get the time to edit that. As you know, I'm going to Dragon Con as well. So we'll see each other at Dragon Con, and I'm sure we'll get some more content. We'll get to hang out, and we'll see where everything else takes us, man. I welcome you guys back in the future. We'll let some time go by, you know what I mean? And you guys come on back. It's been great, man. If you guys aren't following Harrison and Rachel, please go follow them at All-Star Cosplay, all_star cosplay on Instagram, and be sure to give them a few likes on all their stuff and share it, man, because it's absolutely awesome. From Batman to Robin and everything else in between. They've got video game stuff up there. They got anime stuff up there. You just posted some anime stuff recently, and then I saw you share, Harrison, this crazy edit of, I believe, Infamous, right?
Yes,
was that what it was from, right? I think it was?
Yes.
You shared it on your story for like an Add Yours thing. I don't know if you ever posted it on your actual feed. I didn't see it, but that was my first time seeing it. You were like, I don't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head, but it was an insane edit. That's all I know, man. It was an insane edit, dude. And it was so cool. So you guys definitely go check out everything they have to offer. And for everybody tuning in, thank you for watching, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for doing all of those beautiful things that you do over on youtube.com/Side Project Podcast. When you go down, you hit that big red subscribe button, and when you do, it goes, and you get 100 sexy Project points. Thank you for watching and listening on Spotify, as videos are available on Spotify as well. And thank you for following and rating. And when you do, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at IGHatesChazzy. That is my personal. And if you're looking for the podcast as a whole on Instagram, you can find it at Side Project Podcast. Remember, that's project with a K. Side Project merch available on sideprojectpodcast.com. For me, for All-Star Cosplay, we are out of here.